This battle was amazing, but there's a twist. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're going against Lionel23 from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There's a link in the description down below. I've also noticed that only 36% of people watching this video right now are actually subscribed. So just double check you're subscribed, because even if you think you are, you might not be. It's a bit of a pain, I know, but, you know, do it for me, please. Thank you. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump to the team preview. Okay, Richie is not messing around. They've got some fire. They've got the Brute Bonnet, the Arcanine, the Electros, the Mudsdale, the Iron Fawns, and the Dudunsparce. Pretty powerful looking team, I've got to say. So we could lead off with, I feel like they lead off with the Brute Bonnet. I feel like that's happening right now. So I might lead off with Arcanine. Arcanine's a good shout. Fire off a Flare Blitz or something. But at the same time, I'm kind of leaning towards Rotom. I think Rotom leads probably a safe bet, because they can't really switch the Mudsdale in because of the Leaf Storm potential. So I think we're good to go with that. And the battle begins. So Richie's going to lead off with the Dudunsparce, as we led off with the old Rotom over here. So not a bad matchup in the world. We could go for a trick right now and cripple this thing. I think I might do that, to be fair. I think I might trick this thing to cripple it. I think that's a solid shout. They're either going to go for a Boom Burst or a Coil. Trick comes through. I'm going to cripple this Dudunsparce, no problems whatsoever. As we're going to get a Throat Spray, maybe. They got Choice Scarf, we get a Leftovers, which is not too bad of an item to have. They go for the Poison Jab. Does a lot of damage, not enough to KO. But it does get the Poison, which is a bit frustrating, but what can you do about that? Not a lot. Not a lot. So, also, for anyone wondering why my Bronzong doesn't have the Light Clay item when it's dual screens, it's because Light Clay is actually banned in the RU tier, so that's why. Right, so, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and switch out. I think they don't switch here. They go for a Poison Jab, and we get a free switch into Bronzong. I think that's what's happening here. So we'll withdraw Rotom real quick. I don't want to risk it outspeeding me and KOing me with Poison Jab. That's why I didn't go for a Volt Switch. We're going to go into Notre-Dame, the Bronzong, real quick. So let's see how this goes for us. They're going to withdraw the Dudunsparce, so we're actually faster than them still, despite the Choice Scarf, which is interesting. And they're going to go into the Mudsdale. So Mudsdale is not a worst matchup in the world for us. Definitely not the worst matchup in the world. Let's go for that Reflect real quick and get those screens up. They go for a Body Press. Does minimal damage, as we're able to go for a Reflect. So that's pretty awesome. Reflect comes through. Next turn, we're going to go for a Light Screen. Do we need Light Screen? I'm looking at that team and I'm thinking we don't really need Light Screen, because their Electros can be special, but it's not the most hard-hitting thing in the world. So I think I'll just leave Reflect up. I think that's probably a good idea. And I'm going to go into my Tatsugiri right now. Tatsugiri's Hydro Pumps are doing devastating damage to my opponent's team. They end up withdrawing and going into the Brute Bonnet, though, which is bad. It's very bad. Very bad indeed. So, not the best turnout for us. I was hoping we could drop a Draco or a Hydro Pump on the Mudsdale, but at least we're in. At least we're in. Let's go for that Draco Meteor real quick. Let's go for the Draco Meteor and just see how much damage we're doing here to the Brute Bonnet. Half. Perfect. So that's not too bad damage. That's not bad damage at all. So we get some Life Oil Recall. They go for a Spore, as expected. I suppose I could have gone into Knuckle Stack, but at the same time, it's a Brute Bonnet. I didn't want it setting up a Swords Dance. I didn't want to go for a Seed Bomb. So it is what it is at the end of the day. So now that that's asleep, nothing else can be put to sleep. So let's go ahead and go into Arcanine real quick. So we'll switch out into Arcanine. There we go. Lovely jubbly. That's what we like. That's what we like. So we'll go into Arcanine. There we go. Arcanine can come in now freely, get the Intimidate off, which is great. The Reflect is also up, which means this Seed Bomb's doing nothing to us. There we go. Absolutely diddly squat. And they're going to lose some HP from the Life Orb. So, got a couple of options. We go for a Flare Blitz or a Close Combat. Their switch in is probably going to be their own Arcanine. I think Close Combat's the best bet, so I'm going to go ahead and go for it. As they go for a Sucker Punch, which is fair enough, does minimal damage, thanks to the Intimidate and the Reflect, as we're able to go for a Close Combat and take out this Brute Bonnet. So now, once Tatsugiri is awake, it's awake for good. So we do get a defense drop, which puts us in a bit of a vulnerable position, but the Brute Bonnet is out of the way, and that is what most matters. In comes their own Arcanine, so that is fair enough. Love to see it, the Arcanine versus Arcanine action. I also really love how Arcanine's model looks in this game. Oh, it looks so good. Let's go into Knuckle Stack, our physically defensive rock type. We should be able to take a close combat if they go for close combat. If they go for a Will-O-Wisp, it's not going to work. Not that they will go for a Will-O-Wisp against an Arcanine. They more than likely go for a close combat here or a Psychic Fangs. Even better. I didn't even know it got Psychic Fangs. It's interesting. So what we can do now is we can go for Assault Cure, and that's going to do damage to everything on the team. They go for a close combat. We're going to eat it up because we're awesome. There we go. Defenses drop. Defenses drop as we go for Assault Cure. There we go. Assault Cure comes through. It's going to do a nice chunk of damage to the Arcanine, and then we're also going to get some residual chip damage every turn thanks to the Assault Cure. So that's pretty awesome. So what we could do here, what can we do? What can we do here? We could go Arcanine, get that nice and powerful Intimidate off, but then we'd probably lose Arcanine, and we don't want to lose Arcanine just yet. It KOs the Electros, it KOs the Dudunsparce. So I'm thinking potentially if they're going to go for another Psychic Fang or a close combat, could go Bronzong, but no, they just Flare Blitz as the next turn. I think Knuckle Stack is about done here, so we'll go for the recover just in case they don't go for it, but they do go for it. It's going to take us out, of course, as down we go. So there we go. Their defenses are lowered, which leaves them extremely vulnerable to whatever we want to go into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the perfect Pokemon to outspeed and KO this thing, which is, of course, going to be... What have we got? I don't even know what we've got. We've got Mudsdale chilling in the back. I think Mudsdale's a shout. I think Mudsdale's a good shout, so we'll go Mudsdale real quick. There we go. Mudsdale comes on in. A nice and massive, absolutely humongous Pokemon Mudsdale is. I kind of want to go for a Stealth Rocks because I feel like they're going to go into their Mudsdale / Electros to be absorbed the Earthquake. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. They do withdraw the Arcanine. Obviously, they don't want the Arcanine to go down just yet, as they're going to go into the Dudunsparce. So Dudunsparce comes in. Dudunsparce comes in. We go for a Stealth Rocks. There we go. Stealth Rock comes through. Okay, I'm thinking of switching out here into Bronzong. I feel like that's the play. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We saw Poison Jab earlier, so we can probably expect a Hyper Drill or whatever the move's called right now. So we'll go into Notre-Dame. The Bronzong over here, and whatever they go for, they're locked into, which is great. They go for a Stealth Rock of their own. Pretty awesome play by my opponent. They are locked into Stealth Rock, though, which means we don't have to worry about them attacking us this turn. So in theory, we could switch into whatever we want right now and get a free switch in. I think what they do here is they go back Arcanine, so I'm going to go for an EQ. Just to get the damage off. Or do we go for a Reflect? I think Reflect's important, so I'm going to go for Reflect. They do withdraw the Dudunsparce. Are they going to go into the Arcanine real quick? Probably the best play, right? No, they go into Electros. Electros is a fair play. We go ahead and get some Stealth Rock damage on them. We go for the Reflect. And now I'm thinking, what do we do against this Electros? So, I'm looking at Tatsugiri and I'm thinking, if we can weaken this Electros, nothing on that team wants to switch into a Hydro Pump from that thing. But we're asleep, which is the problem. A real problem. So they're probably going to go for a Flamethrower, right? I think we risk it for a Biscuit and go for a Live Screen right now. They go for a Coil. Oh, they're a Coil set. Interesting. They are a Coil set, which is very interesting. Very interesting. So we go for a Light Screen, kind of expecting them to be, you know, it looks like they haven't got a single special attacker on their team. I was really expecting the Electros to be special because of that fact. Interesting team, interesting team. Right, what do we do here? So, one option is Rotom. We can go into that Will-O-Wisp. I think they go for another Coil here, so we go Rotom, definitely go Rotom. They might not expect the Will-O-Wisp because of the whole Choice Scarf thing. So we'll go into Rotom real quick. There we go. Rotom comes in, nice and powerful. Get some Stealth Rock damage as they go for another Coil, so that's absolutely fair enough. All we got to do is hit the Will-O-Wisp. That's all we got to do is hit the Will-O-Wisp. And we can shut this thing down. We can shut it down. So we get some Leftovers recovery, of course. But the Poison is going to take into effect, which does more damage than the Leftovers can recover, I believe. It does, as it takes us into red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight for that Will-O-Wisp real quick. If this is the only way I can get around this. Will-O-Wisp comes through. There we go. Electros is crippled, which is great. Absolutely great. As they now go for a Drain Punch, which is, of course, not going to be able to finish us off, which is great. Which means we could potentially fire off a nice and powerful... Let's see if we can recover enough health from the Leftovers first to actually live. I don't think we live. I'd love to live and get a Leaf Storm off, but I don't think we do. We don't. We don't live the poison. We don't live the poison, unfortunately. So Rotom does go down. Now we need Tatsugiri to put some work in here. We really need Tatsugiri to put in some work here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Tatsugiri. We're going to go Tatsugiri. There we go. Nicely done. Nicely done. And we go straight for that Hydro Pump. Yeah, we go straight for the Hydro Pump right now because we're probably not going to wake up, right? But even if we do, we're going to need 2 hits to take out this Electros. We're definitely going to need 2 hits. So we are fast asleep, unfortunately. But it's fine. We can take this. They go for a Thunder Punch. Minimal damage thanks to the Reflect and the Burn, which is great. The team's Reflect does wear off, which means Thunder Punch is going to do more damage this next turn. Let's go for the Hydro Pump real quick. We are fast asleep still, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate as they go for a Drain Punch, which is going to do a lot of damage to us and recovers their health pretty much to full. So, now that we are on our last legs, the best thing we can do is go for a Draco and hope we wake up. That's all we got to do. Hope we wake up from the Draco. So let's go for the Draco real quick. We do wake up. Can we hit the Draco? We hit the Draco. Can it do a lot of damage, please? It got a crit. It got a crit. And down goes the Electros. Perfect. That is just what the doctor ordered. So Tatsugiri is alive and well. Tatsugiri is alive and well. In comes the Arcanine. So Arcanine is a good one here. It's going to get some Stealth Rock damage, which is great. It gets the Intimidate off as well, which is also great. Because it means now... I don't actually think I can do anything, can I? We've got no Hazard Clearer. Well, Tatsugiri is the Hazard Clearer. But it dies to whatever they go for. I think we need a free switch in. So I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin just on the off chance we don't see an Extreme Speed. We do see an Extreme Speed, of course, and that's going to take out the Tatsugiri. So there we go. There we go. Right. Mudsdale. Mudsdale is the play. Mudsdale is 100% the play. Mudsdale might actually be the key to winning this. So Stones are going to dig in, which is unfortunate. We are Tera Dragon, which will give us a bit of an edge over the Arcanine if we decide to... I don't know. Is Tera Dragon the best option? Because they're going to go for a Flare Blitz, right? And we want that stamina boost. We really want that stamina boost. I'm going to Tera Dragon. And the reason I'm Tera Dragoning right now is because I need my Mudsdale to be as healthy as possible. I need to be as healthy as possible. I also need the Flare Blitz to not burn me. So we're going to Tera Dragon real quick so that we take minimal damage from the Flare Blitz. That's the idea. We'll get that stamina defense boost, which is great. They go for a Flare Blitz as expected. Minimal damage, which is great. No burn. They got a crit. They got a crit, which is really unfortunate. But what can you do about that? Not a lot. Not a lot. So we go for the EQ. That's going to take out the Arcanine, of course. There we go. And now we've got to be careful. We have got to be careful now because they have got Iron Thorns, they have got the Dunsparce, and they have got Mudsdale of their own. Mudsdale is going to be tough to take down. It's going to be very tough to take down, to be honest with you. The Dunsparce comes on in. Fair enough. The Dunsparce can come in all at once. Get some Stealth Rock damage and all that wonderful stuff. We go straight for a close combat here. I think that's best play. They are going to Tera, though. What are they going to Tera into? What do they Tera into here? Ghost? It's Ghost. It's Ghost. So they Tera Ghost, which is really unfortunate. It's madly unfortunate, that is. As they go for a Poison Jab, which is going to do minimal damage to us thanks to stamina. So we're not in the worst situation in the world. But close combat's not going to work because it's a Ghost type. Which is really unfortunate. So, how do we do this? How do we do this? Let's go for an Earthquake. Let's go for an Earthquake. They go for a Poison Jab, obviously they outspeed us. Minimal damage, of course. We get another stamina boost, which is great. I wish I had Body Press on this now. Body Press would be really good. Not against the Dunsparce, obviously, but it'd be really good in general. So, anyway, Leftovers recovery is great and all, but they're going to go for another Poison Jab this next turn, which increases their chance of getting the poison. So let's see if we can get we can avoid the poison real. Alright, so we didn't end up finishing that game because the servers decided to absolutely demolish themselves. But it's fine because it was a fun battle. It was a good battle all the way through. GG Lionel 23. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all the wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.